Giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikak, Kodash, and double honor to the men of great millstone that is out there on the highway and byway pushing his truth day in and day out, also pushing truth for the worldwide internet, reaching the elect to put them out of a two-thirds state of mind so that we can be beamed up on those chair of salvation to live in the kingdom under King David and the supreme King Yahweh Shai, which he has the title of command, authority, and rulership over heaven and earth. Though title has been given to Yahweh Shai by his father Yahweh. Also, I'm not a member of GMS, but I believe GMS had the woman sent truth for the Bible to the Akim and Akra, which are the men and women that are listening and learning. Continue in faith, prayer, repent, and fast. And keep the laws and command to the best of your ability. As it states in John 14:15, if ye love me, keep my commandment. Also, Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandment, for this is the whole duty of man. Oh, Salak, you got to forgive me. I had a little slight pause there, but looked like I seen a little chariot. I'm telling you, I've been seeing a lot of chariots for a while now. Okay, well, going into the scripture, and forgive me, it's early in the morning, and I had this subject on my mind as of yesterday. Me and my old lady and her my stepson, we was talking, and I don't know how this subject came up. Oh yeah, he was at the job, and someone had said something. It was two co-workers got into a fight at the job, and I think both of them lost their job because, you know, the guy said something about his mama. Now these here young guys, they like, you know, maybe in the early 20s or whatever, you know, it's still some immaturity, you know, levels, you know, that some of these young men have to, you know, leap over, you know. And I was telling my stepson, what would he do in that situation? And he said, well, you know, I would have fought him too, you know, because somebody talk about my mama, there's no understanding. I'm out to get him. And, you know, we were talking over the phone. It was like me and my old lady, we were together, and he was talking to us over the phone. And my old lady, you know, she kind of like nod her head like, yeah, you know. And I'm like, you know, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I told my stepson, I said, listen, just because somebody talk about your mother, that doesn't give you the right to go fight the guy. You see, both of them guys, they fired, right? That person that talk harsh about your mother, he don't know your mother. He didn't lay hands on your mother while you was there. So why will you let somebody get you out of your composure and you know, cause you to lose your job? Just because, you know, listen, it's so many of our young men, you know, with that, what you say about my mama spirit, that they will delete you, you know, put you in the hospital, you know, whatever. And it can go both ways. Don't think just because someone talk about your mother that you going to, you know, that you going to win that battle. No, you can end up being in the early grave, being in the hospital, shot up, stabbed up, stomped out, however the situation is, or you know, you end up, you know, just being in prison for deleting a guy. And this lesson here has to be, you know, it has to be talked about because it's too many of our young men, you know, have that baby boy spirit that they would do anything for their mother if you say something about their mother. And in this society, they are, the young men love their mother more than their fathers. I remember, me and a couple of my closest friends when I was coming up, we didn't, go in like joke around on our daddies or nothing like that, because we all the boys that came up with me, we feared our father. And if we did say something, I don't want to say out of line, it would be, maybe, daddy came out with some sandals and black socks and shorts or whatever, because he was on his off day. He didn't feel like dressing up or whatever. And if I'm at my homeboy house and I see that, I might say a little joke and that's that. But it wouldn't be anything, disrespectful, and vice versa, to my father, But today, you know, these youngsters, they have that feminine spirit because they got the spirit of their mother in them, and they saw their mother cry and upset at their daddy, and your daddy ain't this and your daddy ain't that. Your daddy got the money to buy you that bike, and he didn't want to do it. She giving her side of the story, and by you being a young man, you taking all that in. You hate your father, and you go ahead and you don't care about anybody talking about your father. And in the Bible, you can read all through the Bible, especially Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it tells you to honor your father and not to dishonor your father. But in this society here, Esau have taught our women that you don't need a man. We got the benefits. I'm your daddy. I'll take care of you. If your daddy, if the child father come back, we'll come and we'll take him out of here. We'll put him in jail. We give you half of what he got, and the woman roll with it. And that's how, and when the father's not in the house, the boy, he can't see how, or he can't understand how to be a man. All he know is the bitterness and the attitude, the loudness, the uncontrollableness of a woman. And that's a dangerous package when you got a young man with manly strength, physical strength, but got a mind like a woman. And if you say anything about his mother, he is quick to ignore his future, ignore what he got going on to better himself, but to honor his mother, and then be put in a situation or in a cycle of so-called black men being in prison, having a felony on his back, and and the woman, she thinking like, just like my old lady, she didn't think about that. She didn't think about her son's future. She thinking, well, it's just gonna be a fight and that's that. They don't listen. A lot of the young men today, you know, uh, they don't fist fight. If they do, they come back with a weapon because they have that feminine spirit. I mean, look at look at these women, how they fight, how they will get in their cars and just run over your ass. They would play a bumper car. I seen on video. You see this here more than men. Men, I mean, you don't see men doing this. You see a lot of women doing this here because women say, well, when they get mad, they see red, and a lot of times, it's just their emotion, you know, and they don't give a damn. The Bible tell you in what is it, Ecclesiastes, Salakia, 7:14. I find more bitter than death the woman. All through the Bible will let you know how bad, how selfish, how dangerous a woman can be when she's in her emotion. you know. And these young men are taking after these women with their particular emotion. Like I said, going back, it was a woman in Chicago headed on the news. She got into a little argument, little, conversation with another woman, and women love to boast. I bet you won't do that. I bet you this and I bet you that. Girl got in the car, hit the van, I think knocked the door off or whatever, and then she tried to get away, go off in traffic, and then she hit somebody and flipped the car. And there's been other situations where women literally ran over men, literally, hit other cars and just don't give a damn. So when you have a young man in an environment where a woman only just taking care of him, and all he's seeing just females and females, bashing, men, especially the boy's father, and the boy's father, even if he wasn't there for his son or he was trying, it's still gonna be something negative. Always gonna be something negative. You see it on the TV, how they belittle the man and effeminize the man, and he's growing up in that situation of being effeminate, and somewhat more effeminate and less masculine. And this is where a lot of our males are growing up today. They'll do anything and everything for their mother and very little for their father. No different from a Mother's Day and Father's Day. This is just how Esau set it up. Honor your mother more than your father. Just everything backwards. Esau had put that Isaiah 29, I want to say 15. He had turned everything upside down. When the Bible tells you to honor your father, that's first, then your mother. Your father, he's the first line of defense in your house. And Esau have destroyed that. He wanted to be the first line of defense in your house. He wanted to be the first line of defense to let wickedness come in your house. And that's why a lot of our boys the way they are now. Young and effeminate. With their hair all down their back. You got guys walking around here with bonnet on their heads. A man bun. And if you try to make some sense of it while you wearing that, they'll be ready to slit your throat. Boy, I'm telling you, and like I said, these young men here, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. His mother can get out of line with you, but if you get back out of line, you defend yourself like a man and say, listen, you ain't gonna talk to me like that, woman, or whatever. Something that small can get a dude like this here, like you see here, in this movie here, Men Society. He'll be quick to, slit your throat over something that small. It don't have to be anything harsh. It can be just like that, woman. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. And so many brothers have died behind women such as their mother or their girlfriend. A lot of these boys have that queen of spirit mentality. Praising the woman. Let's go to let me go to this scripture here. First Ezra 4:22. By this also we must know that women have been dominant over you. Do ye not labor or toil and give and bring all to the woman? Now, the point that I want to make before I got here is down in 27, where it said, men also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. You want to go and delete a man or hurt a man, then, like I said, it can be flipped over. The table can turn very quick. Like I said earlier, don't think that you're going to win the battle because someone says something about your mother. And you made a terrible judgment by reacting off someone's words. You got to be bigger than that, Jake. You got to be bigger than that. And let's say that shit was true. Now your ass, looking silly in the hospital, your mother probably did all that stuff that he said, But anyway, let me go back up to the top. Like I said, I didn't put all this stuff in order. Like a lot of this stuff here just, off the conversation I had with my stepson. And this is true about, men. We go to work every day. We try to, keep a lot of pressure from off our women for bills and stuff like that. We try to take care of our family the best way we know how. So let's go into, let me start back over. First Ezra 4:22. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. And a lot of these guys that are effeminate, or they mother, and some of you dads out here saying, you should never do this to a woman, you should never do that to a woman. If she do this, just walk away. And when you walk away all the time and you don't speak up, you put your tail between your legs, you let her rule over you. That's dumb. That's dominion. She got dominion over you. If she wants you to get out the house and bring somebody in the house, she know how to click your button, because she know that you gonna stay gone, 45 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, So she can get you up out the house and bring Rollo down the street in, so that she can get popped by him. Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to a woman? A man get up in the morning, he go to work, he slave 10, 12 hours a day at Esau plantation. And, he bring his bread to the house, pay the bill, put food on the table, whatever, And of course, in this day and time, both people got to work. But, there was a time where a man did all the work and a woman stayed at home, especially back in the early 1900s, in the 40s and 50s. Women really didn't start going to work until late 60s, early 70s. For as, like, white collar work, blue collar, there always been female teachers and nurses, but, the big bulk of women was normally in that field and that field only, as teachers and being nurses, before it being judges, police officers, joining the military, and big bucks and big boats as it is now, because Esau have gave women power and authority to get in those positions, which we know a woman not supposed to be, in the power, authority, or work along with a man in the military and all this and that. But anyway, verse 23. Yeah, a man taketh his sword and goes his way to rob and to steal, to sail up on the sea and upon the river, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen spoil and robbed, he bring it to his love. And you have youngsters like this right here that would do anything. I'll do anything for my mom. I'm 10 toes down. If anybody say anything about my mom, it's over with. I have no understanding. Just like my stepson said, it won't be no understanding. So basically, that's almost the same thing as a woman saying, I see red. When I get mad, I see red. So that's the single parent, the single parent from a female to her son, See how the energy transferred from the woman to the son, because my stepson been raised up by his mother pretty much all his life, you know, and um, that type of spirit a young man don't need. Again, I'm not saying you're not supposed to love your mother. You're supposed to honor your mother, and you honor your mother by staying in your lane. You know, be smart. Don't jeopardize your life over nobody. Your mother nor your father. Don't jeopardize your life just because some ignorant fool talk down about your mother. Shit. That man don't even know your mother. That man didn't even lay hands on your mother, but you ready to go knock him out of here. You know? And like I said, you in jail. You know, he might be hurt or whatever, but you gonna do some time. Now, he can say whatever he want about your mama. Now what? What you gonna do now? You can't fight you can't fight your way through them bars. And if he wanna have your way with your mother, because a woman, she's a woman, and she might like that young man, and that might be an opportunity for her to get at him. now, now he really can talk about your mom. Now you just gonna go berserk now. You know? No, forget all that, man. No. You know, things can turn out weird. You just don't know, you know, because women are women, you know, especially, well, I'll just leave that alone. That just, you know, that right there would just be a bad look, you know, for some of these young men that, you know, they put themselves in a situation where they can't protect their mom, and then their mom just, you know, find one of them young boys attractive or whatever, and then, you know, she deal with them. It was, well, I think it was one situation with what's the guy there? He's a Chicago. Well, he's deceased now. A Chicago rapper by the name of RG Buck some. Well, you know, his mom. Well, his mom was I guess, you know, she was uh, a fan. I can't remember the whole thing, but you know, his mother ended up dealing with one of his ops or whatever, and he was talking about his mom and all this and that, and then she ended up getting with him. I think RG Duck or some, I can't think of the man's name, but the dude had his mother on you know on some type of a porn video or whatever. I mean, you know, it's said, you know, the man dead and gone, and you know, it just said, you know, so you got to be smart. You know, you just can't let another man get you out of your rhythm and cause you to go down a horrible walk of shame, going either, like I said, going either into the hospital, getting yourself all busted up, or going to jail, or going to an early grave just because someone said something about your mom. Because a lot of these women, you know, a lot of them, I'll say this here, a lot of them are very disrespectful. A lot of them are loud. A lot of them are ghetto. And they hollering about, you know, we are the least protected. And they keep on pushing that we are the least protected. The least protected, but you the main one starting shit. And then these boys, they are just programmed by their mother. No matter what the mother say and do, you got to be their protector. No matter what they say and do, you got to be their protector. And the Bible is on point about the woman. The Bible is on point about the woman. I just read Ecclesiastes 7 and 14. Let me go there again. If not for long, no, that's not 14. Salakia. 26 Salakia. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snared and nets, her hands are banned. So this woman here, she's a trap for you. She would trap her son. Go out there and start shit, act like a man, and then expect you to get out of that hellhole. Expect you to fight him for her mistake, her faults. The Bible got the woman down packed. Let's go to Proverbs 9 and 13. A foolish woman is clamorous. She's loud and she's simple and knows nothing. She don't think. She just react. Most women, most of Eve, the Israelite, Judite woman, most of the time when they are heated, upset, they don't think about the consequences. They don't think about they can have their son, in a terrible situation. It's all about how they think and feel. But you have a lot of our men that is programmed to operate under that female spirit no matter what. I'm 10 toes down behind my mom. I don't care. See, and that's a dangerous man right there. Very dangerous man. Let's go to, let's see, let's go to Isaiah 3 and 12. And for my people, children are their oppressors. Now, children are their oppressors, talking about Esau. He's ruling over, he's setting the rules and regulation of how this Western society is run. He the one set up this welfare program to tell the woman, you got a man in the house, you can't get these health benefit, this financial package that I'm going to give for you and your children. Just totally exempt the father out the house. And the mother, she fell for it. Because she looking at that mean green. She looking at the benefit, and partially the reason why a lot of these men are the way they are now is due to the mother. But they want to blame the father. How can you, if the mother and father and the children is struggling, but you cut off the father, you give supplement, benefit, you give the woman and the children benefit, get them food, you get them a shelter, you set it up that she can go to college, you set it up that she can, at the end of the year, she can get a vehicle because of, the children that she have. And the father, he's left out in the cold, and you expect him to have what she got or more. Then you turn around and say, well, he's dead, he's a deadbeat. He ain't trying to do anything. The man is still poor. The man still in the hole, while Esau gave you a lift and put you in a decent situation, and he's still in the lower state. But you expect him to come up on a higher level as as her, as his old lady and his children. Esau set that up to make it harder on the man. And guess what the man gonna do? He gonna do the best he can, survival of the fittest. He gonna be scraping and trying to pull whatever he can pull to get out the hole. But Esau, he's in power. He'll give that woman that right there, and she's on top, just like that. And that's how she became my enemy, Micah 7 and 10. Because you follow behind the enemy and then you go along with the enemy and put down your man. So a lot of it is on your behalf, and the reason why a lot of the boys are so much of a mama boy is because of you. And women rule over them. And you have these young men coming up in the house. Who ruling over the young man? The woman. Oh, my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of the path. And Esau even has set it up to put the woman over the male child and the female child, and pretty much he brought dishonor into that man's household, because the path is not for the woman to lead the way, it's the man. Now, don't get me wrong, if the man died, then yeah, all you got is the mother, and she's able to go, bring a man if he decide that he want to be in a ready-made family. But if the man's still living, he got children, and Esau have separated their family due to Eve deciding, looking at what she can get over here compared to what she don't have over here with her husband. She gonna jump and take that. She's the blame. She's the part of the family being broken, because she look at the power, she look at that money, she look at those benefits, she look at the comfort, and she forgot about her laying down with her husband, making these kids, and supposed to be working together to get out the hole. So she destroyed the way of the path. And the path is having the father, the mother, that's the order, the father and mother, and that nucleus household. So the women, is the cause of these young boys being effeminate like that, wanting to delete another man that looked like him, but uplift the woman that is the main problem. And these effeminate boys, they can't see that, because they are too tied up with thinking, that daddy ain't shit, and if anybody say anything about my mom, I'm gonna do this to him. That's the mindset that these young guys have, and these women, they look at, this is part of their protection. This is my little man here, and she can just go and say what she want to any man in the street. She got her son, she got the young man in the neighborhood and older man in the neighborhood. If they see a woman getting attacked, and she can start it, but everybody would jump and fight him. The police, they will come and lock him up, and she started. I've seen situations like this here. A guy, I was in college, this woman, she was scratching the shit out of this guy, all in his face. He had blood all in his face, all in his shirt. And guess who went downtown? The man. Recently at a concert, what's the girl name? Oh man, I can't even think of her name. She's out of Atlanta. I can't think of her name right now at this moment. But she was on stage, and she saw a couple getting into it. But the thing was, when they showed the up close video of how it happened, it was a man trying to defend himself from the woman. They might have been a couple or whatever. And she swung on him and hit him 3 times. And well, she swung on him 2 times and kicked him. So, he was hit by her 3 times. She is on the microphone and she was telling him, "Don't you hit that woman? Don't you hit that woman?" I wish I can think of the woman name, the singer name. But she was out of line. How can you miss that and call out the man and he wasn't even at the fault? It was the woman at fault. But they have set it up that the woman is always right, the man is wrong, And this society here is just fucked up. It really is. But that time's going to end, and these women are going to get their payback. They're going to get all that back. You best believe that. Like I said, the Bible don't lie about these women. And if these effeminate boys and men if they had the understanding of the Bible, they will slow down on trying to defend these women with their life. Because the Bible speak harsh on these women. It says here, Ecclesiastes 25 and 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. I remember hearing a girl saying, the girls, they are sugar and something, they sweet and stuff like that, but boys are dirty or something like that. I can't remember the whole thing. Even Janet Jackson made out a song, Nasty Boys. Let me tell you something. When a woman bring a female child in the world, she have to, she's unclean, I think, for what, I think was 6 weeks. No. I think, was it 6 weeks or 6 months or something like that? I think it's 4 months, if I'm not mistaken. And if it was a boy, she's unclean for 2 months. So, who's nasty, the girl or the boy? So, Esau always wanted to turn the table and uplift the woman and put down the man. Let's see. I'm gonna give a couple more, then I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Let's go to matter of fact, in the same chapter, Ecclesiastes 25 and 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So the woman is more wickeder than the man. It said, I find more bitter than death the woman. Then it says here in 25, 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we die. Then you have 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. The Heavenly Father know the women of the earth. If only these feminine Jake will get out of it feminine and become masculine, become man, and get these, leave these women alone and get what, some of the heathen nation women. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some Jake women that would treat you nice, but it's too far in between. You're not going to find that virtuous woman on this side, as it states in Proverbs 31. You're not going to find that. You're just not going to find that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 25 and 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the mind. You don't want to have a, you don't want to be out here in these streets going crazy like you see, a lot of people, downtown Houston, Chicago, whatever. They just talking to themselves, jumping up and down, running from, from running from the wind, just thrown off, you know, uh, 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 um, like I said, give me any plague, you rather be crippled than to be plagued in the mind. At least you know what's going on if you're crippled, and you don't want to be that harsh. You don't want to be that much, crippled. If you have like a little limp or something like that, I'd rather have that than to have my mind messed up. And any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. See that? See, the Lord knows these women. They are wicked. And they will get you under their control by using their hot box, using their beauty, because the Bible tells you not to adore a woman, beauty. Don't let her trap you with her beauty. Don't let her get you out of pocket to do something because you know she crying a little bit or she looking all sad. And no, uh, she using her talents, to deceive you, to get you to do what she wants you to do, so that she can sit back and say, "Yeah, I got him. All he wants is this right here. As long as I, play with him with what I got, I know he gonna come." See, that's the game that a lot of women use, and that's a dangerous game, cause you playing with a man emotion. His urges, his urges is going to cause you. Is going to cause him to get on you, if you know what I'm saying. So you don't play with a man. When it come down to him wanting to get a piece of you. If you're gonna give him a piece of you, go ahead and give it to him. Don't play with him. And then all of a sudden you want to holler out rape. I mean grape. Yeah. Even King Solomon said, uh, 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 um, let me just go. Let me find that. I think it's in. Let me see. King Solomon said, "I found not one." Get that out the way. That was righteous. Let's see, can I find that scripture? Let's see. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 7:28. Let me go here. Let me see. Says here, Ecclesiastes 7:28. Which yet my soul seeketh, but I found not one man. Let me read it again. Which ye my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. So, hold on. This only have I found, that Yahweh have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. So there's not one upright spirit of the woman. I guess that King Solomon during that time was, I guess, uh, that he was, I guess, evaluating or whatever. And like I said, you read 26. He was evaluating the woman that he didn't find one pretty much upright, but he found one man that was upright, that was somewhat that was righteous with him. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. That's pretty much all that I have, because this spirit right here, we're gonna have our young man gonna have this spirit until Yahweh Bashim shall come and deliver us. And this is part of the curse. This really is part of the curse, you know, and the man not having control over his house to raise his family. Because if he did have control over his house and raise his family, you probably wouldn't see a lot of these guys wanting to delete another man for talking about his mother. It's sad, but that's the lifestyle that we live in. And you brothers that have this type of spirit, man, don't jeopardize your life by going to an early grave, or going to be in a hospital in a coma, or stabbed up or shot up or stomped out, all because someone said something about your mother, or put in an early grave. You cannot protect your mother when you in those situations, because you're gonna be away from her, especially if you're dead. There's no coming back from that. So I'm gonna end it right there. I went too long on this. Shalom.